This is McCook's Mr. Bills, and honored to have you here. When kids come up to me and they tell me that they've broken the law and got caught, and they're angry at the cop, and wanting to rip into the cop big time or go after his family or something in that nature, I always point out, I said, listen, I've got a way that will never ever happen again to you. And their eyes get big, okay, and they foolishly ask, well, what's a possible way could I stop that? And it's very simple. Don't break the law. Don't break the law. At the same time, you have to use a little bit of common sense. And sometimes the law steps over their bounds. An example, I have never been given a traffic violation since I was 19 years old. But when I was 55 years old, I got pulled over in the middle of the night by a state patrolman. And I was going down B Street, and there wasn't another car in the full length of B Street. What is that, a 2-mile stretch? You couldn't see a vehicle, nor even on the side streets, not hardly. And I turned into the turning lane. I just hadn't used the turn signal. Here come the old cop. First thing he did, he walked up the car and he said, I'm going to write you up for not having a seatbelt on. And I said, you've got a camera in there. Look at your camera. I had my seatbelt on. I took it off so I could get the registration out of the glove compartment box so I'd have everything ready for you. Plus, I turned the light on so you could see what I was doing. And he said, you can't take that seatbelt off without my permission. And I said, I've never heard of that law. And he said, it's a law. Okay, fine. I said, I didn't know about it. And he said, besides, you might get out of this car and attack me. And I said, in this situation where you're standing there with a taser that can electrocute me, or tear gas that can blind me and make it impossible to breathe, and you've got a Glock pistol with 14 rounds of cyanide-tipped hollow points, plus a bulletproof vest, and you're afraid of me? Really? Really? With that in mind, we continued, and he said, well, the turn signal, you didn't use it. And I said, nobody else on the road. And I said, I could easily see that. And he said, it's still the law. And so I decided I'd had enough of his talk, and I said back to him, I said, so you enforce the laws? Yes, all the laws. Yes, was another answer. I had him right there. I said, okay, I'm going to go out to the ranch and work part-time for him. I'm going to get a horse. And I'm going to ride him into McCook, and when your car goes by me, private or city, or your cop car, doesn't matter, and you don't get out and cover it with a white sheet when I ride by, I'm going to have you arrested. Because it's a 19.3 law still on the books that a car owner is required to get out and cover his car when a horse rides by. A 19.3 law still on the books. And he said, well, we don't enforce that law. And I said, in other words, you enforce the laws that you feel like. Now, how are we supposed to know which laws that you do? Do you have a pamphlet of laws that you enforce? And is that the same laws everybody else enforces when they're in the mood? He finally calmed down a little bit and gave me a warning. But be that as it may, sometimes you have to stick up for yourself. And knowing the laws, and rest assured, this old boy's been on the internet checking laws for an awful long time, just for my own protection, just as you should be doing it for yours. This is McCook's Mr. Bill saying, don't break the law knowingly, but if they come at you and start giving you a hard time, you might want to be able to push them back just a little bit with their own words. You guys have a good day.